My favorite morning ritual right now has been stepping outside within moments of waking. It's extra special if I'm awake to witness the rising of the sun and the day, but it's wonderful for my sleepy mind and body to hear the birds, feel the air, and say hello to the world and start my day with a sense of gratitude. This morning, I encountered others who are also enjoying the beautiful morning, and it made my heart feel so full, and that's the first thing I felt today. I've noticed such a difference when I started leaving my phone in another room overnight. Waking up to so much information was overwhelming. If I missed any messages or emails, I already felt behind on my day. And if I spent time on social media, I felt overloaded. What's been really lovely for me is to offer my brain new information in a different way, through reading. Sometimes only just 10 pages, but it's a way to gently explore new ideas and inspiration without feeling immediate dread and overwhelm by being offered too much at once. Setting intentions every day makes goals feel less daunting to me. I set intentions based on what I plan to do and how I'd like to show up today. Checking in with myself and noticing my energy levels helps with this. It's also important for me to find ways to come back to that intention if I feel lost during the day. There's always time to pause and realign. Something that always really helps me start my day with intention is pulling tarot or oracle cards, just as a way to feel inspired by something else, because it can be really daunting to come up with words or phrases or intentions on your own if you're not already feeling that inspiration. Today I pulled the wolf and rosehip, which symbolizes guardianship, which just feels so perfect for today because it talks about being a mentor and taking a leadership role in community activism. And for me this morning, it would be sharing the importance of unplugging in the morning and going phone free, and how I feel like every single person can benefit from looking inward and taking some time to be with themselves rather than immediately getting fed an entire world's worth of information in an instant. But what I also love about this card is the reverse is suggesting that you might need advice from a friend or family member to help you find your way. And I feel like no matter who you are, if you're a mentor and you have a lot of guidance, you're always going to want to find it in yourself to be open to support. I feel like it's really hard for us to accept help a lot of times. So I feel like both having the wisdom and leadership of a mentor and also the strength and the courage to seek support when you need it, I think there's a beautiful balance there. Intentions for me are also just a really beautiful way to set the days apart. It can feel like every single day is the same and a clone of itself, especially if you're waking up at the same time and going to the same job and putting on very similar outfits. So I feel like having a word or phrase or an idea in mind to set those days apart and say, this is what I want to focus on today, is a great way to just bring a little bit more magic and individuality to all of our days. I don't really have morning routines. I'm not much of a routine person. I feel like days can really be dreadful when we do the same thing every day, but I call them more rituals. I don't do these practices every single day. I like to switch it up depending on how I'm feeling. I think my favorite rituals, especially in the morning, tend to be ones that involve the sunshine and the fresh air. There's just something about it that completely changes how I move throughout the day. I absolutely love, even if I'm not outside, just inside looking out the windows and having the fresh air through the windows. There's just something about it. I don't know. I try and incorporate it into my days as much as I can. And of course, I have different rituals for days that are rainy or snowy, but when it's sunny, I just get so excited to do all of my favorite things. Like even just sitting, I'm sitting in front of my window right now. There's a gorgeous breeze coming in. It's blue skies, and just breathing in that fresh air is the most intoxicating thing. I don't know if anyone else is so deeply impacted by the sunshine and the fresh air. I think also because it's early March, we're turning into spring. So my body has been craving this for months and months. It's just like extra excited about it all. But there's just something about sunshine and fresh air that nothing can replace. I've been really making an effort not to wear headphones while outside, and it's made such a difference. Sometimes a distraction like music or an audiobook feels fulfilling, but for me, I've noticed how much better I feel when in the first couple hours of my day, I'm being present and taking in everything around me, especially if I'm going to be in nature. The bird songs and small details are so good for us, and our bodies react so positively to these nature sounds. They remind us that we are in a healthy, flourishing environment and we are safe here. Whenever you're able to go outside and connect with some form of nature is so sacred and important for your health. The daily tasks that I've turned into self-love are what my body starts to crave. I know they're not for everyone, but cold showers are possibly my favorite part of my day. It's a bright, fresh feeling that energizes me, but also I use that time to breathe deeply and visualize myself washing away any stale negative energy. So I'm always starting the day renewed again. During the early hours of the day, I feel the most connected to my body. I take this time to tune in and let my intuition guide me and tell me what I need. I'm no expert at any type of skin or body care, and it's possible I'm not doing much at all through these practices, but I just do what feels right for me, and for that reason, it's working. We hold so much energy in our touch, and if anything, it's a simple reminder that I'm here and I am held. A small dose of creativity in the morning has been so healing for me. It takes the pressure out of sitting down and feeling the need to finish a piece of art, and instead allows creativity to simply be an expression. I've been taking even just a few minutes to add little details to works in progress and watching these paintings grow alongside me throughout my days. Even just playing around with lines or color would make such a wonderful ritual. I like to use the term rituals because for me, it's not about doing all of these every day, but about taking the practices that are important to you and implementing some into your morning as an act of self-love and devotion, if you have the space to do so. Every day will look different, but if you're devoted to nurturing yourself, they will become regular practices in a way that best aligns with you. To be honest, it doesn't resonate with me to be accessible at all times and have that be the expectation. Unplugging and prioritizing myself for the first few hours of my day has made me more intentional with how I spend my time throughout the rest of the day and brings me clarity. There's so much value in remembering what life was like before we spent hours a day on our little devices.